So in this lesson I'm going to show you how to build the structure for the Santa Claus's cake, for which we need to attach the bush onto the baseboard, and let's do that. Now I have 4 bushes on 4 corners of the board, and I also have 4 nails that will be used to attach the bush into the baseboard, and then I have the drilling machine. Now I have to attach the drill bit, and this is the screwdriver's drill bit that I'm going to first attach onto the drilling machine. I'm just going to loosen out the the front part of the drilling machine and then insert the drill bit, and by holding it I'm just going to tighten that part. So the drill bit is being tightly secured onto the drilling machine, and then when I am going to press this is going to rotate for me. Now there are ways it is going to also turn in the clockwise direction and the anti-clockwise direction. The clockwise direction is going to screw down the nail, and then the anti-clockwise is going to release it. Now what we are going to do is to screw the nail inside, and this has to be rotating in the clockwise direction, for which I need to use this button and then push it to my left side, and after which this is going to rotate in the clockwise direction, and that is going to help the nail get screwed into the baseboard. Now the drilling machine is ready, and I'm going to start using the bushes and the nails. I'm going to do one by one. Now let me just start with this corner. I put the bush relatively on the corner, and then I'm just going to place the nail there and use the drilling machine, and I'm going to fix the nail holding the bush, and I'm going to press this down while screwing the nail into the baseboard. And now I'm moving on to the second bush, and I'm placing the nail. I'm going to drill it down now. And then the third. And now I'm just attaching the last one. So I've attached all the 4 bushes, and then this is going to be placed upside down, and that is going to also give the space underneath, so lifting the board with the cake is going to be easier, and this is also going to give that extra space. If you're going to attach the flange now, then the nut and the bolt is going to come at the bottom. And now let's move on to the next step. So now I'm going to attach the flange onto the baseboard, and I have both of them spread out evenly around on the baseboard, and that will help distribute the weight of the cake around equally. And the gap between the flange, I'm just measuring between the place where the legs will be fixed, and that is about 2.5 inch apart. That I feel is right enough for both the legs of the Santa Claus to be attached here on the structure. And I'm going to use the nut and the bolt, and this part is the nut and this is the bolt. Now I have to be putting the bolt in and then have the nut attached from the bottom of the board, for which I just need to draw the positions where I need to drill the holes to fix the flange into the baseboard. Now I'm just making the marking here. Just going to keep the flange away, and then I have attached a bigger drill bit here into the drilling machine, and I'm going to start drilling and then making the hole to make sure that I am able to put the bolt part inside this. So now I've made the hole that is the size of the drill bit, but we just need the hole a little bigger to help the bolt to go in. And so I'm just going to hold it like this and then start putting the drill inside, and then slightly give pressure and then open out so the hole becomes bigger. So let me check if the bolt can go in. Now I just need to make it a little more bigger. It's just starting to go, but then we just need it a little bigger. So now this drill bit is a little smaller to get the bigger hole that I am looking at. So I am just going to change to a wider drill bit. I am just making it loose and then fixing this drill bit, and I'm just going to fix it tight, and then I'm just going to use that to drill and then make the hole a little bigger. And I'm just going to check if the nut or the bolt is just going to pass through this. I'm just going to try and screw it through in if I'm able to get it to the other side. So this is just passing through. So this hole should be quite fine. Now I'm just going to start drilling onto the other marking that I have, and with two of the holes then I'll be able to attach one flange here. I'm going to switch it back to the smaller drill bit and make the first round of the hole, and then I will just change it to the bigger one and then make the hole bigger. So just want to check the position again just in case. Just the hole's position now, based on this, it has changed a bit. I'm just going to make the newer position so I don't have to have the difficulty later on. So now that is the position based on this hole that I have made for the flange, and I'm just going to start making the hole right in the middle of this new position. I'm just going to hold it like this to make sure that I'm just not going to drill through the table. So now I just made the hole using this smaller drill bit, and I'm just going to remove that one and then change it over to the bigger one, and then start drilling and then make that hole a bit bigger. And also turn it on the other side and then start making the hole from the other side, and then both will meet. I'm just going to go in and then keep moving, like it's like rotating inside, and that way I'm just making the hole bigger, because again this little bit is a little smaller for that bolt, but still it is fine. If you just keep moving in, rotating inside, and that way the hole gets bigger. I'm just going to remove this and then check if this goes through in, and let me check from the other side. So this also fits in, and then the other one we've checked already, that goes in as well. So now I'm just going to fix the flange by placing the flange in position, and then I'm just going to screw with a nut. So I'm just positioning the flange here, and then so I'm just going to turn the board upside down, and then attach the bolt here, and then I will be needing the spanner to tighten this out. I'm just holding it from one side and then making sure it's tight. Let me just check from the side. It's quite tight, but I just want to make sure. So I'm just going to use the spanner to tighten this out. Now it's quite tight now. So this is quite tight. Let me just check this one as well. So this is tight as well. Now if that gets difficult, then what you could do is to use a cutting plier to hold this part on one hand, and then use the spanner on the side to hold both of them, and then tighten. Now I just want to check if the flange is quite stable, and then you can see it is just not shaking. Also the important factor here is to have the hole on the right size, and it cannot be like really bigger, because making it smaller and then going one size up is the right way of doing it. And then using a bigger drill bit and then making a really bigger hole here is just going to have the flange really very loosely fit into the baseboard, and that is going to have the entire structure keep moving, and it will make it very unstable. So start with a smaller drill bit and then go one size up each time, making sure the nut and the bolt fixes like really tight, and then have the flange fixed here. And now let me just start making the other flange, and then we'll have both the flanges ready, and then we can just start building the structure on it. So I'm going to start drilling onto this hole to attach the other flange. And now I'm going to change the drill bit and switch over to the bigger one. I'm just going to change the side and then start drilling from the back. I'm just making the hole a little bigger. I'm going to check if bolt is going through. So now it comes out of this back of the board quite easily, but it's still tight. You shouldn't be making it like really big. I'm going to place the flange here and then check if the position of the other hole that I've made is just right. But now I just want to make sure, so I'm just going to mark the position of the other hole. I'm just going to start drilling on that hole now. I'm going to start change to the smaller drilling bit. I'm just making the hole bigger by just rotating the drill as I'm drilling, and I'm just going to check if the size of the hole is enough. So it's just come out and it is quite tight as well. I'm just removing this, and then I can put the flange and fix the flange in position. I'm putting both the bolt in. I'm just going to screw the nut, both of them from the back. Just making it as tight as possible, and then I'm just going to use the spanner now. Just making it further tight. We want the flange to be attached really very tight, because the structure, after it starts getting more weight, we want the base to be fixed really very firmly to the baseboard. So it's quite tight now. Okay, now on top of this, what we are going to have is a male connector or the adapter, which the threaded side of this male adapter should go into and get screwed into the flange. On top of this is what we are going to start building the PVC's structure. I'm just going to make sure again if this is tight enough. that's quite tight, and the second one. So we just come to the stage where the flange is attached and the male connector is also attached to the flange, and then we have the base of the leg, and after which let's just start building the leg itself. I have the PVC pipe ready. Now we have to start cutting out the legs. The height of the leg that is needed for each is 12 centimeters measured. So I'm just going to use a scale and then hold the PVC together with it and mark 12 centimeters and one more 12 centimeter. I'm just going to use this base itself, and then I have a small hacksaw blade. I'm just going to hold the marking just a little close to the baseboard, so cutting is just going to be easy. I'm just going to start doing the saw motion. I'm also going to hold this at an angle so it's easier to cut. Okay, so one leg is done. I'm just going to go, the second marking is here as well. I'm just going to start cutting the second one. Just going to get a hold there, so use the saw motion gently. Once the hacksaw blade goes in, start turning the angle you're holding, just tilt it a bit and then put pressure and then go deep down. Okay, so both the legs are cut, and now let's just fix the leg into the PVC adapter here. I'm just cleaning up the edges that was just cut. So both the legs are fixed, and now we just have to start making the base for the body. I have the board here that is going to be fixed on top of the legs, and that is going to be the base for the cake, and the body of the Santa is going to come here. And now I just need to start drilling holes, so I'll be able to fix this PVC pipe through it using the help of the connector. Now to find the positions of where I have to have the holes drilled, I just need to be sure that it is in the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to fix the position. Here the left and right are just right, and then here also I have equal distance on both the sides. And I'm just going to use a pen and going to mark around I'm going to do for both on one side now, and then I'm going to gently hold the board and then turn the structure as I'm holding, and then make the marking on the other side as well. So by gently holding the top board in position, I'm just going to turn and then continue. Okay, so I can see the outline of the marking, and see, so the outline is here, and now I just need to start drilling it through this hole and make the hole as big as this outline, and that I am going to do using the drilling machine. I'm fixing the drill bit. Again going to use this baseboard, have it to support my drilling, and let me just start from in the middle. I have to be making as many holes so they all connect together and then form a bigger hole. So I've made like quite a few dots. I'm just going to be within the outline that I made and try and open out all the the gaps that are there and make it a bigger hole. So you can see I'm just within the outline, and I'm just going to continue to join all the holes together. So I've changed the drill bit, the one with really sharp point, and I've just gone around to cut a little more. I'm just going to continue doing it to make the hole a little bigger. I'm just going to go check on this hole and then place it on the pipe to see if this fits in, and I'm going to check where I just need a little more scraping to be done. Okay, so I just checking where it's just getting blocked, and those places I'm going to make the space a little more bigger. So let me check back again. You just need to make it a little more bigger. I can see though this is the place that is just obstructing. So I've just made the hole big enough. I'm going to check if it passes through the pipe. It's okay if the the outline is just not so perfect, but it is going to fit good enough. Now on this PVC pipe, we're just going to have the male connector fixed in. This has to be done on both the sides, but I'm just going to show you how this thing is going to be used. So this all needs to fit in this adapter, and then on top we'll be having the female adapter, and it just needs to be screwed in, and this is just going to hold the board in place. Now I'm just going to go ahead and then make the hole on the other side as well. But now we also need to have the hole in the middle for the body to be supported. I'm just going to make a marking here, which is just in between these two. Okay, so that I could also do by checking the size. I just want the outline to know how big it should be. So find the position that is in the middle of these two. Now I'm just going to go ahead, use the same technique that I had used on this to make the hole on these two outline that I've made, and then let's get back and then attach this board onto the leg and also fix another PVC pipe on for the body's structure. So I've made the holes on the board. I'm just going to fix this. So one of the leg here I have the male adapter, and I'm just going to fix male adapter onto the other leg as well. And then pass through the board and use the female adapter and then screw it through tight. So this is just secured well, and now onto this hole you need the male adapter from the bottom. Okay, and have the female on the top to just screw through. Now just make sure it's tight, and we just need to cut the PVC pipe. I'm just going to again measure the PVC pipe to about 15 inches. That will be supporting the entire head as well. I'm marking it 12 here. And then another 3, and that will give me a 15 inches of the PVC. I'm just going to use the base and then cut the PVC pipe to 15 inches. I'm just going to fix this pipe into the center adapter. I'm going to hold the bottom and then the screw. Make sure it's just tight enough. Now the center is just done, and now we need to drill the holes through this pipe to have the copper wire tied so we can just get the support for the hands. So I have the copper wire ready with me here. I'm just going to mark 9 inches for the shoulder from this base board, and then use the drilling machine to pass a hole through this PVC pipe and then get out on the other side. I've changed the drill bit to a bigger one. I'm just going to make this hole a bit bigger. have changed it to a bigger drill bit, and I'm going to make this hole a little bigger. So just made the hole. I'm going to check if the other side is good. So I'm just going to check if the wire that I want to add for the hands. So I have two copper wire. It is excess in length because I'm just going to cut it off later depending on how I'm going to shape the hands. And it's a 16G copper wire. It is easier to bend and shape, but we need two of the wires together for one of the hand. So I have two such for each of the hand. I'm just going to pass one of the wire into the other, into the middle, and I'm going to interlock the both. And I'm just going to pass one end through this hole I made. I'm just going to send one wire in and then passing the other wire out. I'm just going to use cutting plier and then pass this in. Use cutting plier here on this side. Pass this thing, keeping the interlock in between, and now just making the opposite ends go on the each side. I'm just going to tie them here so it just doesn't move from where the shoulder is marked. After this, I'm just going to start twisting just making it tight here. We will be sticking the entire thing with aluminium foil tape, so this little wobbliness here will just get fixed, but we just need to make sure the twisting is quite tight, at least when we are going to start. And we just do on the other side as well. So I'm just going to continue twisting this entire thing, and then I'll get back when I'm just done with this, and we'll start doing the foil tape and seal the entire thing, which is non-edible stuffs. We're just going to start making it suitable to place the